does it dry up like a raisin in the sun and leave us a shell of our former selves? Does it sag like a heavy load and weigh us down for the rest of our lives? We all had dreams as children, and life had infinite possibilities. But as we grew older, the world told us to give up on our dreams. They're not realistic. And so we did. We didn't become those astronauts or those actors. Instead, we chose to live pragmatic lives and make realistic choices. But we all had dreams. I had a dream too. I wanted to be an ice skater. I loved ice skating. I used to watch all the competitions, knew all the names of the moves, and knew the names of the greatest skaters. Michelle Kwan, Kristi Yamaguchi. I used to secretly fantasize about being able to do the same graceful movement and being able to leap up in the air and soar. But the reality was, I was already too old. These women had been skating to the age of 2. I was already a teenager. I couldn't do that. I did not even want to try. So instead, I became an enthusiastic figure skating fan. While this stayed a secret fantasy of mine for a long time, then the most exciting thing happened. The United States Figure Skating Championship came here to North Carolina. I drove 3 hours just to go and see it and watched magic happen right in front of me. I sat next to a woman who'd been skating for 30 years, and together we shared our mutual love of the ice. And at the end of this performance, she asked me, "How long have you been skating?" "I don't skate." "Really? Because you love it so much." If I go out there, I'll just fall and hurt myself. I don't need to skate. I was crushed to say those words. But it wasn't falling that I was afraid of. It was failing. I had dreamed about being a beautiful skater for so long that the reality of being a failure at something that I loved so much was almost too much. But this entire experience had reignited this burning desire for me to skate. But first, I needed to convince my rational adult side just to take the class. So I told myself, "Deya, this is just for exercise. And if anyone asks you, you can tell them you do skate." With that knowledge, I go to the ice rink full of confidence. I opened the doors and was surrounded by little children. I felt completely out of place. I wanted to turn and run. Maturely, I walk over to the counter and say, "You know, I'm way too old to be doing this. I'm just going to go." The guy behind the counter, who was a teenager, tells me, "I had a guy who was like 60 come and learn how to skate. You can do it." 60? Really? I relent. I decided to take the class after all. Because there were no other adults to take the class with me, I must take the class with the 5-year-olds. The first time I walk on the ice, I have to be wheeled out like a wagon because I have no idea how to move my feet in those skates. And then I endure 1/2 hour of baby talk. We learned how to sit down on the ice and stand up and odd terms like froggy feet and kissy toes. It was awkward. But it wasn't a total disaster. After a few more lessons, I decided to go to the public skate so I practiced what I learned. The ice that day was full of people. I spent the first 10 minutes learning how to dodge people. Oh. I spent the next 10 minutes learning how to move my feet in those skates. And after 30 minutes, I loved it. I started learning much more quickly in class. My teacher was very impressed, but no one was more impressed than me. After only 8 weeks, I could skate forwards, backwards, and do spins. once more, my teacher told me that I would be able to do those same graceful movements and those jumps that I always wanted. My dream wasn't lost to me after all. I gave up on my dream because it wasn't realistic. How many of us have done the exact same thing? You didn't write your book because only the best ever get published. You didn't start your small business because 80% of all small businesses fail in the first 5 years. You didn't do it. We didn't even try. We told ourselves we were being realistic, but the truth is we let our fears hold us down and chain us back. Well, we need to shake off our fears and reach for new possibilities. And when we do, we can discover that joy we locked inside of us. So now, instead of letting our dreams be deferred, let's make our dreams a reality. Mr. Toastmaster.